This is a nice surprise because it's not mediocre. It's just cars and stuff. We usually have tour buses out here sometimes.
All right, Aditya, this is your final telling of you leave tomorrow morning. So you can share everything that you've learned and how you've grown as a person and how valuable Dr. Rob's time and expertise has been, and that he's given you all the answers. 3, 2, oh, it's already going. All right, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking about how I would explain to like my family and friends when they ask me like, what have you been up to, what's going on, and really I feel like, how am I supposed to explain something or understand something that's unfathomable? So if people ask what's changed about me or what have I learned or how have I transformed, I wouldn't really be able to answer that
What do you want to get,
because
Shelly? Coffee?
Soy latte.
Soy latte.
can I get a cappuccino with light milk, please?
Oh, now I'm his
Oh, sorry.
now I'm his attendant. Now I'm the server. Sure, sir. What else would you like?
No. I thought you
What
were
is it?
just a cappuccino with light milk.
Oh, light milk.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Is that okay?
Spicy latte and light milk. Please tell them. Or show them.
No, that's when he won that.
Hey, Janet.
Told his mum he could buy a house for her now.
He's looking right at the camera. Look at this fly.
Oh, he's really jealous of his own child. Yeah, there's a bit of jealousy there. Sweet on the top. It's too much travel for him because he school doesn't get far. Like it was stopped. Travel with so they've got to work.
Mine's like SOS now.
Oh, he's connected to the cafe Wi-Fi. So.
You can feed the birds. Bird feeding area.
Oh, that's what he's waiting for. Yep, I'm still alive. Marab or Peter Yan, who's gonna win? Well, I don't know who Peter Yan is, but I know Marab is a good fighter.
Oh, this is the. Oh no, they give the bird food and you sit up here and they'll come in.
Just finished the shed. We've got to rebuild the.
Is that bread on the ground? Huh.
It's a nice meditating spot.
Going okay. Good. It's different when you're on holiday and you come back and, you know, we're going to the Gary stuff. We can get back. Yeah, my brother Gary, the operation. Got cancer, prostate cancer, and cancer. So, yeah, that just, no, it's 5 years now. Oh, okay. Not traveling as well. It's terrible trouble. Oh no, just has its life effect. So we didn't go chips in his mouth all the time and very dry. So he's constant with that. And he's had, big diarrhea and it's about stuff going on. So I'm not sure. It's supposed to be 6
We just came back from the, what's the centre called?
Bonignana Monastery.
Bodignana Monastery, WA, where our John Brahm hangs out. Even though he's not here right now. And we did the, what did we do? What is it called?
Pindapata.
Pindapata, which is like the alms giving,
Arms round, yeah.
alms round.
So, where's your mum? Oh, mum.
And then ate a free lunch.
And then we had the free lunch there, lots of vegetables and all kinds of stuff. And I'll show you a video of like the birds there and the kangaroos, yeah. This is one of the parrots eating from someone's plate.
I mean, it's all. But for me, just too big. And I feel bad when like Tuesday, she'd been giving me a veggie garden. Like Tuesday, she couldn't move. And that's
There was a kangaroo there with like a joey in her pouch. Yeah, we did today. They don't really like to be pet, but I tried to pet one and he ran off. And right now we're at this dam, drinking water dam.
so, but no. Then twice a week is someone gets the
Yeah, we never came across any big kangaroos. Not even in the outback or the bush. There was only small ones there as well, I think. Oh, Lee's saying hi. Hi to you.
That's what I'm doing, Marge. Just let us do what we want to do.
I heard some news.
I know you have the best in the know. Yes.
Contact me anytime, Lee.
I'm told what to do. Well, that's still different.
Has Lee got offer on me?
No name, please. That's her name. Her name is No Name.
We're nearly there. We're nearly there. We'll sell a house. Oh my God.
Oh, this is what it shows on the lives.
It's a long time ago, eh? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's me. That's live.
Maybe everyone will join back now.
It's a system. I don't know all the details of the system, but it's not as it appears to be.
Just don't hold it up. No.
Might be one of the cousins.
So much better. But that one, yeah, just this one done.
I like how much nature is easily accessible in Perth. Like you don't have to drive too far to see the bush or whatever.
So or the suburbia, then because it's so long and spread out along the coast, then you've got the forest.
And 30 minutes away from the main city hub. Pretty good.
Did you visit the beach in Fremantle?
We intended to, but then we got off on the street and then we just walked around.
Because it's an alternative community. Did you know that? You're alternative as well, Shelley, right?
Deb's having.
Only millionaires live in Fremantle.
Oh,
You have to be very rich to get a house in Fremantle. I'm not the secret millionaire.
oh well. It says it right here. We're all a millionaire if we know the Dharma.
They chased you for a little while. Yeah, they chased us. And then we got back to our hide, and they all came.
That's Lee.
Are we connected now, everybody?
Yeah, because see, when see that I see the males get very aggressive. Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. And that's what I see.
You weren't the only one in the car.
All right, listen closely, everyone. This is the precious milk from Buddha's mother. The scripture on the hidden treasury of the enlightened says, if one's father is an individual, illuminate. So if your father is enlightened and one kills them or steals what belongs to the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, or one's mother is a saint and one defiles her, or falsely slanders a Buddha, or one separates sages by duplicitous talk, or one reviles sages with foul talk, or one interferes with seekers of truth, or one becomes so hostile as to commit heinous crimes, or one becomes so greedy as to usurp the property of ethical people, or one is so deluded as to embrace extreme views. These are the 10 worst evils. But if one knows that conditioned phenomena, and we were reading this, we were researching this recently about all conditioned phenomena, all material appearances, all mental appearances. So this is a material appearance, right? This is a material appearance, material. And then if I say this is a fork or this is a knife, that's a thought. That's a mental appearance, right? All conditioned phenomena. Condition mean that this is just held together by the temperature, by the gravity, by the atmosphere, by the elements that are around it. It's not held together by itself. It doesn't have any of its own essence. So like if the sun happened to be here, then this would be dissolving, but it's already dissolving in conditionality. So the same with all your thoughts, they're dissolving, they're empty, right? So it says it right here. It says, if one knows that conditioned phenomena, as explained by the Buddha, have no self, or person, or soul, or life, no birth, no destruction, no defilement, no detachment, and are essentially pure, and if knowing the essential purity of all phenomena, one understands it and enters into it sincerely, I do not say this person will go to hell or wind up in other miserable states. So that's what they say. They say once you get a bite of the fruit, and you don't see a lot of teachers talking about this or going into this, but if one gets the stream entry, and who even knows what it is, right? G'day? Yeah? We don't know, right? But then they can't go to hell. They can't wind up in the miserable states because they've realized, they've seen the truth of the conditionality of all phenomena. So they are in the way of the impermanence. They are in the way of the ending. So how could they get blocked up or locked up in these deep miserable states for eons and eons? Why is that? Because phenomena have no accumulation of affliction. So that's the non-accumulation of affliction. So if you get the stream entry, the sotapanna, or you can realize, you can see for yourself the truth of all conditioned phenomena. That's right. 1 and 2. And this is a soy. Yeah. Wow, look at this, huh?
I love your tree.
Phenomena have no accumulation of affliction. Nothing is born, nothing remains. Because of the coalescence of conditions, they come to exist, but then they pass away. And so if you really, me and Shelley were just talking about that, if you really get what you do, you go and endure, and you don't try to control, or you don't try to do this or that thing. You can just whoosh into experiencing. They come to exist, these thoughts or these ideas or these perceptions or these views or these beliefs or these states of experience. They come to exist, but then they pass away. If the mind passes away after arising, all bondage and compulsion also pass away after arising. In this way, one understands there is no transgression. There can be no transgression, no remaining. It is like when you light a lamp in a dark room. The darkness cannot claim rights over the room and cannot refuse to go just because it has been there for a long time. As soon as the lamp is lit, the darkness vanishes. So learning to light our own lamp. So the saying, the Buddha said, be a lamp unto yourself, Shelley. The scripture of the Jewel Bridge says that if a mendicant does not cultivate the practice of mendicants, he does not even have a place to spit in all the universe. Much less is he worthy of receiving offerings from people. 60 mendicants, weeping sadly, said to the Buddha, even dying, we cannot accept the offerings of others. The Buddha praised them for being repentant. So we have to have a willingness to be helped as well. We have to have a willingness to receive what's being offered. It's not always what we expect or what we know about. We have to be ready to be helped just as much as we can be ready to give. One mendicant said to the Buddha, what kind of mendicants? And mendicants here means, maybe traditionally monks, but people who are following in this path of mindfulness and detachment. The Buddha said, those in this community who cultivate the practices of the community and gain the benefits of the community can accept offerings. Those in the 4 stages of progress and the 4 stages of realization are members of this community. The 37 elements of the path are the practices of the community. The 4 realizations are the benefits of the community.
what do they call it?
They drop that on the
Oh, right. Yeah, yes, yes.
and then not, yeah, well, never had kids, but,
This is your tree.
and that's what I,
Yeah,
was the same.
The mendicant said, "What about those who develop the aspiration of the great vehicle?" So I'd like to do a little bit more research and study about this, but you have the lesser vehicle, which is for personal liberation. I'm going to go into the forest. I'm going to get enlightened and, fuck everybody else, generally. But you can still be very compassionate and stuff. So the great vehicle is the all-inclusive enlightenment, the enlightenment that includes everyone and everything and is totally unconditional. You don't need to live in the forest to be a part of the great vehicle. So the mendicant said, what about those, in terms of receiving offerings, what about those who develop the aspiration of the great vehicle? The Buddha said, those who arouse the aspiration of the great vehicle, which is to save all beings, okay, to end all sufferings, can accept offerings without membership, without practice, without realization. The mendicant was surprised and asked how such people could accept offerings. The Buddha said, even if these people received cloth sufficient to cover the earth and mounds of rice as big as a mountain, they could still requite the benevolence of the donors. So they could still pay back the generosity or the support of the donors. So we should know that the ultimate fruit of the lesser vehicle, arhatship, does not equal the beginning aspiration of the great vehicle to benefit all beings, to save all beings.
And then he'd say to me,
The scripture points to all of the aforementioned aspirations for enlightenment. If one knows conditional phenomena, as explained by the Buddha, points to the first aspiration for enlightenment. No birth. If one knows conditional phenomena, as explained by the Buddha, points to the first aspiration for enlightenment. No birth, no destruction points to the second aspiration for enlightenment. Essentially pure points to the third aspiration for enlightenment. If one knows the essential purity in all things, points to the fourth aspiration for enlightenment. The first aspiration for enlightenment can already get rid of the most serious 10 evils. How much more so can the second, third, and fourth aspirations for enlightenment? So that first one being, if one knows conditional phenomena as explained by the Buddha.
So he said they came back, it was, they came back all folded. They were really wet. Well, that's a trick for your players. Where was that? Where was that? It was on the phone. So the, so he done it, came back folded. Wash only. Wet. So you
Question. In reference to clarifying what is right in terms of the 6 identities, is the beginning state of mind it, or is the final state of mind it? Answer. It is like talking about a burning candle. It is not beginning, yet not apart from beginning. Not final, yet not apart from ending. If knowledge and faith are complete, when one hears that a single instant is it, by virtue of faith, one does not repudiate it, and by virtue of knowledge one does not fear it. Beginning and end are both right, both it. If one has no faith, one will elevate it to the sphere of sages and think one has no knowledge of it. If one has no knowledge, one will become conceited and think one is equal to Buddha. Then beginning and ending are both wrong, both not it. Because of this, one should know the 6 identities: identity in principle, identity in words, identity in contemplative practices, identity in conformity, identity in partial realization, and ultimate identity. Beginning in the ordinary, they get rid of doubt and cowardice. Ending in the holy, they get rid of conceit and arrogance. As for noumenal identity, the mind, in an instant of awareness, is identical to the noumenon of the matrix of realization of thusness. Being thus, it is identical to emptiness. Being a matrix, it is identical to the conditional. Being noumenon, it is identical to the mean. The 3 knowledges are present in one mind, inconceivable, as previously explained. 3 truths are one truth, are not 3 truths, and 1 truth are not 3, not 1. Each datum of sense includes all phenomena. The same is true of all states of mind. This is called the noumenal identity. This is the mind of enlightenment. This is also noumenal stopping and seeing. Being tranquil is called stopping. Being aware is called seeing.
And we're show and tell all at the same time. Oh. There you go. I've got that too there. Oh, show and tell. Thank you. Pass it down, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Cut out again.
That's good.
I made it. Very light, so you don't have to worry about it. And carry them away. So, your sister. Oh, sorry. We found all the child, 9 litres of fluid. He ended up going to Monastery. So, I'm mate, I'm in the way to go. He said, oh.
Being tranquil is called stopping. Being aware is called seeing. As for identity in words, though noumenon is used every day, people don't know it. So the noumenon or the noumenal is the way it really is, that has nothing to do with our sense data or our sense data, nothing to do with perceptions or appearances or ideas about whatever. Because they have not heard of the 3 truths, they are ignorant of Buddhism, like oxen and sheep who cannot tell direction. When they have heard of the one true enlightenment as expounded above, whether from a teacher or from a scripture, and they understand the words and know all phenomena are Buddhist teachings, this is called words identical to enlightenment. This is also stopping and seeing of words. Before one has heard, one chases all over in search. But once one has heard, The clinging, searching mind stops. This is called stopping. Just trusting in the nature of reality and not in so many names or words is called seeing. As for identity in contemplative practice, if one just hears words and only talks about them, this is like insects chewing wood, happening to form the pattern of words. The insects do not know if they are words or not. Without realization, how can it be enlightenment? It is necessary that mind be clear, that principle and intellect be in harmony, that what is practiced be in accord with what is said, and what is said be in accord with what is practiced. The handful of flowers Scripture says, many do not practice what they talk about. I do not use talk, I just mentally practice enlightenment. This is correspondence of mind and speech. This is the enlightenment of contemplative practice. In the great treatise on transcendent wisdom, it speaks of four relations to learning, four relations of learning and intelligence. Intelligence without learning is like having eyes in the dark. Learning without intelligence is like having a lamp in the daytime. Having neither learning nor intelligence is like being an ox with a human body. Having both learning and intelligence is like having eyes in the daylight, clearly perceiving without error. Contemplative practice is also like this. Even when it has not harmonized with the noumenon, if the contemplating mind does not stop, it is like practicing archery, gradually learning to hit the target. This is called the enlightenment of contemplative practice, and it is also called the stopping and seeing of contemplative practice. Constantly performing this contemplation is called seeing. The cessation of other thoughts is called stopping. Yeah, some people say boring, but those people are going to die and get sick. You know, is your death, is the fact that you could die at any moment boring? So, or your loved ones or your family members or children dying, is that boring? But that's the nature.
When someone says that it's boring, they are. When someone says that it's boring,
When someone says that it's boring,
they are in the state of constantly seeking for something to entertain them or something to stimulate the body. So when you find something boring, you need to just stop and let everything be.
maybe take a closer look at it. What's really going on there? What's really being talked about?
And just listen.
Because if you're listening closely enough to determine that it's boring, you might want to also consider what exactly that's about. Contemplating on the Dharma, contemplating on the true principles of the mind and the true principles of reality, and contemplating on how to get out of suffering, right? This constantly contemplating this is called seeing. And the cessation of other stops is called stopping. So enlightenment is all about stopping and seeing. As for conformity, being identical to enlightenment, the more one sees, the clearer one becomes, and the more one stops, the calmer one becomes. It is like practicing shooting, getting nearer and nearer to the target. This is called conformative contemplative wisdom. All worldly livelihood and productive work is not opposed to it. All thoughts and judgments have been explained in the scriptures of the past Buddhas. As explained in the purification of the six senses, completely subduing ignorance is called stopping. Knowledge in conformity with the middle way is called seeing. As for partial realization, By the power of conformative contemplation, one enters the rank of the bronze wheel sovereign, breaking through ignorance and seeing Buddha nature for the first time, opening up the jewel treasury and revealing true thusness. This is called the station of inspiration. Ignorance becomes slighter and wisdom becomes progressively more pronounced until equivalent enlightenment is reached. It is like the moonlight increasing toward fullness from the 1st to the 14th day of the lunar month, the darkness approaching the vanishing point. If people are to be liberated by the embodiment of a Buddha, one then fulfills the way in 8 forms. For those who are to be liberated by embodiments of the other 9 realms of being, one manifests them by the medium of universality, as extensively explained in the Lotus Scripture. This is called the enlightenment of partial realization, and it is also called the stopping and seeing of partial realization, the knowledge and annihilation of partial realization. As for the ultimate identity with enlightenment, it is one step from equivalent enlightenment into ineffable enlightenment. The light of knowledge is complete and cannot be further increased. This is called the fruition of enlightenment. Great nirvana annihilates, so that there is nothing more that can be annihilated. This is called the fruition of fruition. Equivalent enlightenment cannot comprehend it. Only a Buddha can comprehend it. Beyond Omega, there is no way to explain. Therefore, it is called ultimate enlightenment, and it is also called ultimate stopping and seeing. To sum it all up with a simile, it is like a poor family with a treasure in their house that they do not know about. When one who knows points it out to them, then they know about it. Cleaning away the weeds and trash and excavating, they gradually get closer and closer to it. After having come upon it, when the treasury is opened up, they can take from it and use the treasure.
Yeah, and he's sitting in the first truck. He had a table out, and the bloke says, "Is she all right?"
Well, we wouldn't typically say modern India is the land of monks. We would say that modern Thailand or Myanmar or even Sri Lanka is the land of monks. Of course, there are some sadhus in India and maybe many Buddhist monks in India, but it's not a, Hinduism in the present day is not a monastic institution. It's more of a Brahmanic institution. So it's a little bit different now.
Oh, I'm feeling so. So, so they get me off this train after the movies, and they said, "We'll send it."
Don't you do this to me.
And the difference between the sadhus and the Brahmins is that the Brahmins are more like preachers or educators of the philosophy or the tradition. And the sadhus are traditionally like deep practitioners or renunciate practitioners. And that's what we usually call monks. But you could have a Brahmin that's very well trained in meditation. You could have a monk that's very well trained in academics or whatever.
Anyway, so we stayed there for about 4 hours, and then we caught the train back to the hotel. And I
Never saw the White Cliffs of Dover. Oh, wow. You breathe. See it on TV. You were nearly there. Just watch it.
Oh, we got the Nolan ones in Ireland. They look like. So that was that. So yeah, but you know, the first day we were going down. It was really brilliant. It was when we were, you know, because it was really hot. And
Non-apprehension cannot be apprehended.
I said, oh, no, he said, oh, I'm sorry, David. I'd like you to meet my father.
Oh.
And I said, well, no thanks.
Hello.
And I thought, oh, I hope he doesn't get that one. Thanks, mate. You need me on. I actually didn't make that one. You said, I think that's the and so I thought, oh, he went one way.
Yummy, isn't it?
And it's a bit scary, you know, you're on the guys doing it.
Yeah. I do. I won't let you decide.
Don't worry.
Riley comes in.
Uh-oh.
Who's up here for 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah. And so it's got to be I'm still going to remember that jointly. Hilarious. Oh, wow. I still have grandma's house. So it's been like that. That's so good.
Could have been some.
I had a full meltdown the other day, yeah. I was baking all day Thursday, and that went everywhere, and I was already just doing everything up for baking, and I just started crying. So I couldn't help myself. I was in Carly's arms sobbing, and I was just laughing at myself because it's been so romantic.
You don't know what they eat next.
So that's really what it's all about, eh? We want to think about, we want to have in our mind, I want the suffering to end. Most important for me is for the suffering to end, period. Aditya is over there at the table. And we make use of whatever resource. Enlightenment is just about the ending of suffering. So we make use of and we concern ourselves with the community, the teachings, the practices that are most aligned with that ending of suffering. We leave it at that. That's the way, that's the path. So I think that's all for now, everybody.
They're coming over to that night. You have to help us, Jack. I got
Well, very, very and take no more than 10 kilos.
Very rare that white blood's inside.
Upstairs, downstairs. Take and exactly.
Just wash every day.
and try to convince myself that just the grace of God. I will manifest it.
That should drive you down.
That's the problem. I'll do it.
I'm going to go to the beach on the way back.
Yeah, let's go see the beach.
It's not Fremantle, it's south of Fremantle.
Great, great.
There was an island with penguins on it, but they took the penguins away.
How can penguins live in Australia?
They're different penguins. They're small, only about this big.
Oh.
And they can handle the heat. So they had a centre there on the island to look after them and breeding places.
Tropical penguins.
But because of boating and fishing and all that sort of stuff, there's not much food. But I had to move the penguins to the mainland.
I'm going to use the restroom. So, just can you introduce yourself a little bit, Shelley? Because
Hello, I'm Shelley B. I need glasses to read. The famous, well, I'm not famous.
You're famous.
Shelley B. Organising everything. Why does it say SOS?
What, is the Wi-Fi connected? As long as the Wi-Fi is connected.
Organising Dr. Rob's stay here. I have been following Dr. Rob for about 2 years. So when he was a monk, I actually found him on YouTube. So just watching meditation videos and Eckhart Tolle and Carl Cease. And the first video I saw was of Dr. Rob with some children in the background. So he was teaching his Discord, and he was minding some children, and they were just doing their own thing in the background. And I was very, very fascinated about that, because usually growing up, children were seen but not heard. So he never told them to be quiet or don't touch this or don't touch that. So from that first video, that really resonated with me. And then even the Buddhism part, I've heard of Buddhism before, but not in depth, the way Dr. Rob explained it. And I just had this, this makes sense. Wow, this is like, I just had a realization that I must know what this is about. I must learn more, and I haven't looked back. So I jumped in the deep end, and when Dr. Rob invited everyone to go to India for the retreat, I went over there. I wasn't thinking of ordaining, but I did ordain for, it seems like 5 minutes compared to Dr. Rob's 7 years. So I ordained for 5 weeks. Then I had a traumatic accident in India. So I went through some trauma in India as well. But in Tabawa, I'm an older lady. So in Tabawa, you can become a nun no matter what, nun or monk, no matter what age you are. So that was really nice too. Hello, Midi Duck. Ice cream. Hello. Yay, tuna. So Tabawa, They in Myanmar, you can be a small child and ordain for a week or two. They let you ordain for however long you want to ordain. Just because you all of a sudden become a monk or nun, it doesn't mean you have to be one forever. It's up to you. So I came back because I do have a life. I have a job and a house and a car, all those things. And I've had them for years. I've also had this underlying, not sadness, but is this it with my life? So going to Thailand, I also went to Thailand and met with Seado Otomathara in Thailand as well, after Rob disrobed. And I really enjoy that life at the centres. It is nice because Australia is very expensive as well. So I have offered my house as a refuge for people who want to come to Perth, but you know it is far away and it is expensive. So who knows what's going to happen in the future? I might move to Thailand. I'm not sure yet. And this experience of Dr. Rob and Aditya coming to Perth was quite good for me. It has been hard. Like, I'm not going to say that it's been easy for the last 2 years because I do have issues, trauma from my partner passing away 7 years ago, and I also had another relationship and he wasn't keen on Buddhism or religion. That broke apart. So everything, not everything is broken apart. Nothing has changed for this body, but my mind has changed. I have regulated my emotions much more than I did before. When I was maybe your age, younger, I had depression, all that, went through all of that, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, all that. And this has, the meditation has regulated all the emotions and also investigating why I feel like that and then letting things pass as well. So let everything pass because it will eventually. Oh yeah, Joseph. Yeah, they don't seem to meditate much in Thailand. No, it is all donations, and they like to give in Thailand, and it's all about merits in Thailand. They don't really meditate that much, no. So what was I going to say?
Well, they'll meditate. Their meditation is going to the temple or being around the monks because they have a great belief and faith in the monks, so they can enter into the meditative state or the meditative mindset. So, and they, just like with the generosity, with the merit making, also holding the precepts. So even if they don't follow it or not, they revere the precepts. They revere the ethics and the virtue and the way of living. So in that way, it's very fruitful practice, even though they don't, sometimes not a lot of meditation. So we're going to get out of here, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for sharing, Shelley.
Nice to meet everybody.
Okay, goodbye. Goodbye and good luck. See you soon.